There are some changes for the exams of 2021, so this will impact the current year 11th drama. Obviously, within light of everything that's happened, the exam boards have reduced some of the components for drama. We aren't getting rid of any, but some of them have been condensed, so they are more manageable to get done within the time frame. So component 1, which is devising, so students are given some various stimuli by me, and then we work through a devising process and they produce a performance. Usually they work in groups of 3 to 6 people and produce performances between 15 and 20 minutes. And obviously the exam boards have realised that is a lot of work, because this is something we would have done in year 10 and had finished before the summer holidays. But this time they can work in groups of 1 to 3. So in fact they could do a monologue. And that could be their devised piece of theatre, but I'm going to keep them in smaller groups of 1 to 3 where they can do some monologues, some group physical theatre movement pieces to create their piece of theatre. So they'd only now has to be between 2 to 10 minutes long, which is obviously more manageable. There is the written portfolio, which still applies to this unit, and that's 1,500 to 2,000 words, and they follow a series of questions there, which obviously we go through in lesson. So the portfolio is the same in terms of length, but the performance has been reduced. This unit we are aiming to get the devised performance done before we break up for Christmas. We will complete the portfolio as we go along, and then the final portfolio will be due in mid-January. The second component, which is component 2, performance from text, this is where they learn extracts from a play and perform it to a visiting examiner. However, it's slightly changed this time. They're only going to be performing one key extract, and they can do a monologue, which is a solo performance, a duologue, or a small group piece. We are going more towards monologues and duologues, as they are more manageable to rehearse and learn your lines for. And instead of the visiting examiner coming into school, we will record the performances and then send them to the examiner for assessment, because obviously we can't really have visiting examiners into school, and this is how the exam board have advised everyone to complete this component. We'll be aiming to do this after February half term, and students will be given their script after Christmas. So as soon as their script lands, please help them learn their lines at home, because the sooner they know it, the sooner they're off script, the better their performance will be. I expect families to know their scripts as well, so if anyone's ill on the day, someone could come and maybe stand in for us. I'm only joking, but it's really important that you're there to support them through that, and I know you will be. And the final component is Theatre Makers in Practice. This is the written exam. There are no changes to this. It is still a 1 hour 45-minute exam. There's 2 sections. Section A is Bringing Text to Life, which is, our text is DNA by Dennis Kelly. All the students have been given a copy of that, and we've done a lot of work on that in year 10, but we are currently working through the written paper for that. And section B is the live theatre evaluation. Now, in an ideal world pre-COVID, we would go to the theatre like when we went to see Macbeth, but the exam boards have said obviously that's not probably going to be possible, so you can use a recorded live theatre production. So for example, the National Theatre Archive has some amazing productions that we will watch in lessons, so they are still getting to see really high quality theatre. Sadly it's not live, but this is the solution around that now, and we are working on this throughout the year. They will be getting homework to do practice questions, etc., to when we're maybe focusing more on component 1 to keep component 3 alive so they don't forget it. So it's really important if you can keep an eye on Show My Homework, because I will be recording all homework on there. So it's a good idea if you haven't downloaded the app as a parent, maybe to get that downloaded so you can keep track of their homework as well. Just not to keep tabs, but just to help them keep organised. Lovely. If you see onto the next slide, there's a little outline of the year which I'll quickly go through. Thank you. So now a quick outline of the year, so you know where our journey's going for this whole year. Between now and October half term, we are just focusing on section A of the written exam, which is DNA, because they do have a mock for that in November, and I think it's nice to go back and revisit that because it's been a while, I feel, since they've done some written work on it. Between October half term and Christmas, we'll be working on component 1, devising, and we'll also be dipping in and out of component 3, and this will mainly be homework tasks as well to look at. Between Christmas until February half term, we're going to focus on component 2, the performance from text, so that's their extract they're going to be given, and section B of the written exam. And that goes quite nicely hand in hand, because actually we'll be watching some theatre performances, and that will really inspire them, give them ideas for their own performance work. And then between Feb half term and Easter, we'll complete component 2, and then we'll be focusing on component 3, and then Easter until the exam, which is always May or June, we will just be focusing on the written exam. So key assessment dates, they have a pre-mock assessment on Wednesday the 14th of October, which we are working through in lessons. Then they've got mock exams week commencing the 23rd of November, and we're aiming to do a full written exam for section A and B there. Week commencing the 14th December, so that's the week we break up for Christmas, but they will be doing their component 1 performance exam, and then their portfolios, they'll be asked to look at that and finish anything off over Christmas, and the deadline for that will be the week commencing the 11th of January, so that's a few weeks after we get back. The performance exam, we're looking for component 2, we're looking to do that the week commencing the 1st of March, so that's a week or two after February half term, so we could do a mock before we break up for February half term, then they've got a few weeks to improve it, ready for their actual exam. And then there's spring mocks the week commencing the 15th of March, where we will be doing a component 3. So there's lots going on. If any of these dates change slightly, because sometimes they might because of other things that are going on, I will keep you updated and update things on Show My Homework, so you can keep an eye on that. Finally, last little thing from me, you do not need to buy revision guides or scripts for drama. Your child will be provided with the scripts they need, revision packs, resources, extracts, anything they need, I will provide them for them. But I do encourage them to maybe revise key drama terminology, and there's 2 links there where they read sections as quizzes to do, and it just helps keep those terms alive because they need them for their written exam and when they're writing their portfolio for component 1, so it's really important. So I think that's a good place to work through. I did send out key terminology revision packs, quite bulky ones actually, during lockdown, so if they've still got them, they need to keep working through them, and then I can check them and we can mark them. If you've got any more questions, please do not hesitate to contact me via email, which I've put on this slide. So if you've got any questions, queries, concerns, just drop me an email. I'm really positive about this year. I know they've had a difficult year 10 and we've missed a chunk of time, but I think with these changes from the exam board, it's really made the course more manageable in the time we've got. And I think if we all stick to the plan, we keep focused and all work together, we can really get there. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you if you need to contact me. Take care.